everyone's ready.
Time is
5 minutes to go. Turn the lights back on.
Oh no, this guy.
Is he here now?
He went to get a drink.
He got here early, we owe him. What's his name, man? Steve. We're waiting for Steve.
Okay, when Steve comes in, everyone stare him down.
Yeah, of course.
We still have 5 minutes.
Let's all give Steve a big... Yay! Welcome, Steve.
From London, okay. You're a mind reader.
Alright.
Yep, definitely.
Thank you for coming,
just
everyone.
ask your friend.
This is our final show at the Fringe. Lights, thank you.
It gets twisted. It gets very hot.
Right. Hope everyone gets sweaty, everyone's going to have fun, and yeah, I said this before. So, thank you all for coming. This is our last show at the Fringe, and we hope you enjoy it, and I will do another intro at the end of something.
For some reason.
So, 3, 2, 1, go.
They're introduced, let's do it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Acting.
Alright, Ollie, ready to get started on the Fringe?
Yep, got all our ideas, submissions here. We've got sketch ideas, show ideas, poetry, playing institutional. So that's your half, I've got my half. Just read them, throw some ideas around, see what we can.
Okay, this one is a love story set in the 1970s. Plot twist. It's 2 cars and not 2 people.
Love story with cars?
Yeah, it's Austin Allegro and a Ford Pinto. It's kind of like a Bridget Jones's Diary at Herbie.
Okay. I like the idea. I like it. I'm just a bit worried about us getting cars into our venue.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll put that in the back burner, so
yeah.
Okay, what do you have?
Okay, I have one. This is Kebab 4, The Greaser.
Oh, sequel.
It is the story of a city restaurateur who by night fights crime using a big rack of lamb meat.
So he just uses a big kebab.
No, he's got like a utility belt with sauce and onions and lettuce and jalapenos. There's this one bit in here where he's got the bad guy by the scruff of the neck and he's like, "You want jalapenos with that?" And the bad guy's like, "No, no." And he's like, "Yeah." And he has the jalapenos with the tongs. He shoves them in the bad guy's eyes. And the bad guy's like, "Ah,
Okay, so we got potential, so we're going to need a fresh kebab every day.
Yep.
And jalapenos.
And we kind of need to blind the same guy.
We can't do that. 5 days in a row, we can't blind the same guy. Alright.
Okay, I'll put it in the maybe pile.
Yeah, that's in there, put it in there. Ollie.
Anything else?
This is 6 pages of the word goblins typed over and over.
Maybe pile.
Fine.
I've got one. This is Deep Fried Soulmates.
Alright.
It's the story of 2 people who work in a burger joint together, and they don't know each other. But then there's a grease fire, and they both get horrifically burned.
Of course
and
they
while they're recovering, they fall in love.
I'm starting to see a theme with everything you're throwing out at me.
These are just the suggestions from the society.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
Not my ideas.
Alright.
I'll put it in the maybe pile.
There you go.
In the maybe pile.
Okay, overprotective parents, brackets, not. So they're not protective.
Maybe they're like protective the appropriate amount, you know, so like when you want to strike out on your own, they leave you to it, but when you need them, they're there. And
So they're just normal parents.
yeah, they're good parents.
Absolutely brilliant.
No conflict, it's fine.
No conflict, okay. Anything on your front? Here. This one. 1 page. This one. It's 2 pages.
Oh, good.
It's a mixture of the New Testament and Greek mythology, titled Jesus. And there's plenty of material on both, so that's 10 minutes easy.
Jesus. Okay, let's run with it a bit. Okay,
Yeah.
so in Jesus,
Yep.
say they all drink a soft drink,
Yes.
but it's not Mountain Dew.
It's Mount Olympus Dew.
Yes!
Yes, that is a very
That's
hard
good.
punch to stretch.
We can,
Okay.
yes, we can. Do you think we can have a whole show around that one joke?
Oh, I don't see why not.
Brilliant, go on. We got a sketch.
All right, that's
We found a sketch to
awesome.
do.
Also of our show. What do you have?
And in that time, Dennis the adolescent will pick up the PS3 controller, and with it he will smite all of the NPCs until the end boss cometh and smote him down, and then will begin the time of the great sulking.
Chapter would be king.
Yeah.
Maybe well. Okay. Really kind of starting to freak out about ideas here. I'm down to nothing, and it's. I don't have much faith. Okay. You say these.
Looking around.
What do you have?
I don't know. I can't even.
Ollie, look, these aren't even words. This one. What kind of script is policemen fighting dinosaurs, but they're meant to be working together?
Like it?
How do we get either of these things into this room?
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
What do you have?
We can agree, apart from the Jesus thing, which is gold.
Yeah.
We haven't really found anything else.
This is a very tough second.
Okay. Look, I didn't want to contribute ideas to the show before because, you know, I'm the director. I've got to be unbiased about this. I have some of my own ideas I didn't put in, but like now maybe the time for me to share my ideas.
Now's the time. Put 'em
Yeah.
out,
Okay. I had this one.
I'm
You'll
ready.
like this one. Okay. You know how a sultana is a kind of fruit?
Like an orange.
No, like a shriveled grape.
Like a raisin.
Yes.
Okay.
And you know how a sultan is a kind of king?
Like an Aladdin.
Yes, like an Aladdin. And you know how a mandarin is a kind of fruit? Like an orange.
Okay.
Yeah. And a mandarin is also a kind of king.
Like in Panto Aladdin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we do like a warring fruit salad kingdoms, like Game of Thrones. No, people love Game of Thrones. It'd be great.
That's the worst idea you've thrown out today.
Okay.
Next one.
Okay, you like this one. You know how tombstones look like teeth?
No.
Yeah, you know, they're flat, they're stone, they look like
Just
they
go
look
on.
like teeth. Okay, so we get a lot of tombstones in front of the stage.
Okay.
and then we have an orthodontist come on. And he looks at the tombstones. And the orthodontist says, "These tombstones need braces." The tombstones need braces.
No. Don't do that.
No? Oh, okay, no, I got that, okay. You know the red wax that Baby Bell cheese
No!
comes in?
Shut up! Shut up! Listen, we have no ideas, and if you add on to the pile of shit, we're just near more shit.
You've got to stop being so fucking judgmental of all these sketches, Tomo. We do not have time to get picky. We just have to take one of these ideas and just rehearse it and do it.
Fine,
we have no time.
fine.
We have no time to
Okay.
put on the show. We are running out of time and we have no time. What?
How much time do we have left?
I don't even know. Sarah, how long do you have?
Well, it started 5 minutes ago.
Excuse me. Table cover that. Welcome to the Fringe sketch show that cannot be named for legal reasons. I'm your humble director, Tomo. This is my other humble director, Ollie Gibb.
Less humble.
And we have come all the way from Futuresheds, Bro. What are you doing? We're here all the way from Falmouth, 16-hour drive to bring our zany brand of sketch comedy to you, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Sounds like that. Yep.
Honey? Do you remember the other night when you dressed up like a fireman and I was trapped in the bathroom and you had to rescue me? Well, I was thinking if there was any way I could return the favor.
You like a gift card?
Not quite a gift card, more do you have any fantasies?
I think you'd laugh at. I don't know if that's a good
Oh,
idea.
come on, I'm sure you have something. I have toilets. What have you got?
Oh, no, I don't know.
Come on, you've got something there.
You
What is
sure?
it? Yeah,
You won't
yeah,
laugh?
come on, tell me.
Okay. Right, I've got this one idea, okay?
Yeah.
So you're kind of a normal girl out on the street, you know, minding your own business, eating a tonics tea cake.
Oh, food.
Yeah. And I'm a normal guy walking on the street, and you drop the litter on the floor.
Okay.
Basically, I give you hell about it, yeah? Yeah, listen, that's a horrible idea. You guys have anything?
No, I'm sorry. That's
No,
really...
no,
that's,
no, you really...
no,
you
come on.
really hate it.
You did mine,
You can't
I'll
do
do
that.
yours. No, come on, let's
Oh,
do
can we
it.
actually?
Yeah, well...
Alright, I'll go out there, you get started.
Right. This processed marshmallow goo wrapped in chocolate was so tasty, but well, now it's all gone. I guess I'll just drop this litter here. Whoopsie.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, sir. How can I ever make it
Save it! It's people like you who are ruining the environment. Generations will be forced to play on the rusted slag pile of a million discarded iPods because of you and your disgusting attitude. I mean, have you no civic pride, no sense of community? Don't you give a fuck about the progeny of the human race?
How about you and I get down to some progeniting right
Have
now?
you ever seen an albatross that's had its guts wrenched out by a bag of trash? That'll leave you shocked and disgusted. I mean, just put it in your pocket or find a bin. I mean, it's not hard. You horrible bitch. Love you.
Was that it? He's finally at rest after his short and idle life.
You look so pale.
We missed our holiday in Saint Tropez, didn't we?
Yeah, well, dying can really get in the way of one's life, I suppose.
Yeah. You definitely need a new passport now. Barely recognise the poor bugger.
Yeah, well, being shot violently in the face by a cannon, run over 16 times, eviscerated by a series of cannibals proclaiming disability benefit, and then falling off scaffold pike does tend to make a slight, change in one's appearance.
Yeah. Well, here's most of what remains of him, and in his second best suit.
My second best one?
I already took the best one.
With the flowers in front of the coffin spelling out the names so we don't forget what it is when we make tributes to Steve.
What's his surname?
Same as mine, dear.
Of course, sorry. Steve, same as mine, dear, was the most wonderful son of mother I've ever asked for.
I wish you'd said that to me while I was alive.
Ah!
Steve? What are you doing?
Well, I did get shot violently in the face by a cannon, run over 17 times, and eviscerated by cannibals on disability benefits.
Hang on.
Oh, well, I know. Cannibals into real disability. Just a marketable taste. And then I fell off Scaffold Pike, of course, and now I'm laid out wearing my second best suit.
Why your second best
Because
one?
I'm wearing the best one.
And are you going to make any tributes to yourself there, Steve?
Yes, Mum, I've prepared a long speech about the greatest achievements I've made in my vapid, worthless and enviable life. I'm wax lyrical about how I was shot in the face by a cannon, run over 17 times, eviscerated by cannibals and fell off Scaffold Pike.
Don't forget the disability benefits,
Oh, yeah, I won't.
No, he can't be my son.
Why not?
Because my son is lying there in that coffin with the flowers spelling out his name, whatever the fuck it was.
It's Steve.
No, I'm Charlotte.
You can't be Charlotte. Charlotte's in that coffin.
Alright, Steve.
You right, Charlotte?
Alright. Who am I?
You're my mother.
You're my sister.
You're my ghost, ain't you?
Oh, I didn't know my sister was dead after all these years.
When did I?
Well, it explains so many of my desires.
Unfortunate. Mine too.
Oh,
Why do you think I wore my best suit?
Steve, I didn't know you felt that way.
And I've always loved myself.
Let's start a new life together.
If only I could die like this.
Let's go on holiday, Steve. Do you think we'll ever get the time off?
I think I'm buried in paperwork.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
Yeah, you all wish you could take your shirts. Breezy.
Really hot in here.
Well, hello Smurfs and welcome to today's meeting. Now, I know we're all busy, so I won't smurf on for too long, but I do need to take attendance first. Brainy Smurf here. Clumsy Smurf. Chef Smurf.
Here.
Nonconformist Smurf.
Present!
Immature Smurf.
Immature Smurf.
Metrosexual Smurf. Emotionally supportive Smurf.
I'm here for you, babe.
Unintelligible Smurf.
Unschlubbable.
Fashionably late Smurf. Oh no, of course not. Loud Smurf.
Here.
Smurf.
Here.
Not a Smurf. And Ron Cool Smurf is absent, so I substitute Smurf am filling in for him. Right. As we all know, the Smurf village, in fact the Smurf way of life as we know it, is in danger once again.
That Gargamel's a smurfy smurfhole.
No, jump to conclusion, Smurf, that isn't it at all. Gargamel isn't up to his usual tricks. This is far more serious. We're facing a housing crisis.
I'd say red with white stripes are so last year.
No fashion-conscious Smurf, that isn't it at all. Because of climate change, toadstools are no longer surviving the hotter summers or colder winters.
Couldn't we construct reinforced housing out of sticks and stones?
Yeah, but then we wouldn't have edible walls. Are you willing to give it the convenience of having a free food source that grows back every day?
Really? Even if it means having nowhere to live, you'd rather have no home?
No, I'm sorry, progressive thinking Smurf, but I really don't think that we consider that as an option. Those ways are alien to us. The more orthodox Smurfs would find it far too offensive.
No, the darn right we would! Move! Climb to the bonfire and sacrifice him to the blue god of the sky.
Right, I'll just move on.
Praise be unto the cloudy one.
Ah, fashionably late Smurf. Glad you're here. I'll just mark you down.
No substitute Smurf. It is I, Reconnaissance Smurf.
Ah, reconnaissance Smurf. Excellent. Yes, please. Tell us, what did you observe from seeing the red Smurf village over the mountain?
Oh, it is but a strange sight. They've managed to piece together bricks using a mixture created from mud and sand.
And is this mixture edible?
Oh, heavens no. They lost a bloody tooth I did. Smurfing tooth. My apologies,
Oh.
substitute.
Why don't we just make edible balls and replenish what we've eaten during the day? Be really good for the Smurf economy.
Baked goods don't last outdoors. It'll never work. It's stupid. And you're stupid.
Oh, come on, they say Smurf. It's only a bloody cartoon.
Hey, Meta Smurf, we've warned you once before.
You're just dragging it out because we're at the end of the sketch.
Oh, just get out. You're not helping.
No, that's my name.
Oh, not helping, Smurf. I wasn't. This is getting us nowhere, people. We need a solution, and we need one now.
Why don't we just burn down the Red Smurf village for their affront to Smurf society?
Well, alright then. This has got to be the last time. We can't keep resorting to killing off other Smurf villages every time we have a problem. It's not even worth considering what will happen if we wipe out all the other Smurf villages and we're left as a village consisting of precisely one female. Well then, everyone, collect your mob supplies from Riot Smurf and get your torches lit by Incendiary Smurf. Meeting adjourned.
See you outside, Governor.
Mr. Pond, you thought you outsmarted us, but we caught you.
Shut up and get on with it. I suppose you're going to torture me now? I suppose you know I've been trained to withstand all kinds of torture.
Of course you have, but you forget. We knew one key thing about you.
And what's that?
You are a British spy.
Yes, and?
We've been conducting psychological surveys on the British for years, Pond. Spent millions on our research. No stone has been left unturned. We will break your psyche. We know all of your secrets and weaknesses. Every last one. Say, would you care for a cup of tea?
Oh, it'd be rude of me to refuse.
Yes, it would, wouldn't it? And you British are never rude. Your fatal weakness. Your tea.
Oh, that's metallic and horribly strong.
Yes, you see, I brewed it for 3 hours in an aluminium teapot.
What? No, you have no idea how to brew tea.
I'm not a cruel woman, Mr. Pond. You may have another prepared differently if you wish.
Yes, please. I can't drink that.
Here you are.
Oh, it's cold.
The most vile substance known to British man. Cooled, milky tea. And having refused my first cup, must now drink all of the second. As you said, it would only be polite.
Beans. You hot beverage destroyers.
Oh, I'm just getting started, Pond. Bring in the cakes!
Cake? Afternoon tea this close to lunchtime?
So soon after lunch, you can only look longingly at the cakes.
But by the time I'm hungry, the cream will have gone off. No.
And while the rest of the cakes sit there decaying, I have another surprise for you. I sent my minions to Wimbledon with your credit card. Where they're buying strawberries.
No! It's so expensive! Such a waste of money!
And then the games got rained off.
Oh, well, that's just British weather. What can you do?
Well, if that's how you feel. One last thing for you, Mr. Pond. I've arranged for a special screening of your British Monty Python. What? You're going to view it with a friend of mine. A Frenchman who doesn't understand British humour.
No.
Goodbye, Mr. Pond!
So the parrot's dead.
Oh, God!
And he should have kept his receipts and he was returned. The shop clerk is serious not doing his job right. He keeps selling dead produce. And the man's walking strange with the long legs. I won't better when that when I'm drunk. Gotta get some wine. Damn British person.
One day.
I've called this meeting of department heads here today to talk about a very important issue. People, we are suffering.
We're losing 300,000 a month. Or is that we had to shut down production in Brussels and businesses are sprouting up everywhere? Or is it that we're secretly sacking half our workers?
Hush your lips. No. The problem is the amount of swearing occurring in offices. Every time a new deadline is announced, I get nothing but tits, arse, and fuck-ups to my eyeballs, and oopsies. I'm not having it anymore.
Did the wife leave you again?
I'm putting a new system into place to stem the tide. From now on, the only allowable swear word will be bollocks.
But, Mum, we can't just live on bollocks, not when a big order comes in. I mean, my department needs freedom of expression. Bollocks is hardly decent stressful either.
Oh, no, my dear boy, don't you worry. You won't be repeating bollocks all day. It's 1 bollocks a day per person.
Look, miss, I can't survive on 1 bollocks a day. I go as far to say that it's impossible. We simply weren't made for that kind of pressure.
Yeah, he's right. The English language has one of the richest heritages of swearing and, great history of the language. I mean, we can't just live on bollocks. I mean, in my health and safety meetings, there's pricks flying around all over the place.
Well, that's gonna have to stop then, isn't it? And while you two have been yabbering on, I've made my mind up about something else. You don't get an individual allowance. It'll be 1 bollocks a day per department. In each office there will be a board on the wall. Look at the board.
I'm looking at the one. I'm looking at the board.
And on the board you record your reasoning for using the word bollocks. And at the end of the day, whoever needs the bollocks the most shall have it. And you don't get to vote for yourself. We're doing this Eurovision style.
Shouldn't we be focusing a little more on our other problems? I mean, you keep introducing these random new schemes like the 24-hour working days within 5 days of deadlines, and bring a GIMP to work day, and the 1-to-1 midnight sauna Fridays, and now this, the bollock debacle. And why do you get all the growth?
Our office, silly me. Our office will soon have the finest reputation for only allowing bollocks to burst out of its warehouses.
Right. I'm suing for sexual harassment.
Bollocks!
Guys, come on. Let's do something.
Oh yeah, we have that other one.
We're filming this.
Yeah, guys.
Oh yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Goblins!
Goblins!
Put your chairs down and
we
get out
got
the
the
way.
goblin sketch,
Did we cut
remember?
the
Yeah, we
goblins?
got the goblins gone.
Off
Yeah,
the stage,
yeah.
it's too hot. Alright. Hi, we're from Beyond It Corporation and we've got a deal for you.
That's right, Phil. Ever feel like life's a drag? Too much work and not enough play? Well, why not try death?
You heard it right here, folks. Death. Why not take a cruise down the River Styx for a once-in-a-lifetime journey that weather can't spoil?
What better excuse to not do those jobs you just kept putting off anyway?
Death really is the answer to all procrastination problems, an easy, affordable way to get away from it all. No rush, no fuss, no taxes.
And with good credit score, why not take out a massive loan you'll never have to pay back?
Why not take a cruise around the world before committing to the underworld? We're in no rush and you shouldn't be either.
Drop into your local department store today and visit one of our stalls, or call 0800 21 270. Don't be late.
You smeared up my glass.
So hard.
Okay. Hi there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our correspondence course on internet etiquette.
Or internet etiquette.
During this course, you'll be versed in all aspects of online communication. You'll learn how to make friends, form lasting business connections, and avoid looking like a dickhead. This course will teach you all that there is to know about the internet and web customs.
Or webstones.
Let's begin with section 1. Emoticons.
Emoticons!
The emoticon was invented in the year 1951 by James Wilhelm Emoticon for the American Army during the Korean War. Now in those days, you know what I'm talking about. Now in those days, the emoticons were made using vacuum tubes, and in those days could be as large as the modest kitchenette. It wasn't until the turn of the digital emoticon and the development of the modern emoticon that they began to make their impact on the online world.
Modern digital emoticons are a combination of characters, usually 2 or 3, which form a human face expressing an emotion.
Let's look at some emoticons now.
The closed bracket emoticon, smiley face, or smiley, is the most easily recognizable of all emoticons. This emoticon denotes pleasure, satisfaction, or an easygoing attitude towards the statement, person, or situation.
Let's look at an example.
Jane here has just received a Facebook message from her friend Dave, stating he will be late for their meeting. Jane responds with a simple, okay. But without the tonalizing power of the emoticon, this okay could be interpreted as expressing mild annoyance, or even anger. Jane is nonplussed by Dave's lateness, and does not wish to cause him any unnecessary guilt. This is the perfect time for Jane to utilize the closed bracket emoticon.
Try it out now, Jane.
Okay.
Great job, Jane.
We move on now, if I can get the paper, to the open bracket emoticon, or sad face. This emoticon denotes dissatisfaction, or disapproval. Let's see an example.
Quentin has just found out that his local co-op have ran out of croissants and conveys this information by text to his friend Yolanda.
No croissants. But without the emoticizing power of the emoticon, Yolanda cannot possibly understand the seriousness of the situation. Without the help of this emoticon, Yolanda cannot possibly offer Quentin the love and support he needs right now. Therefore, Quentin utilizes the open bracket emoticon. No croissants. Great job, Quentin.
Have a croissant.
We move on now to the closed bracket, or winky face. These 2 humble characters, if used correctly, can create palpable sexual tension, as well as giving heft girth and thickness to innuendo.
I think you need to see an example.
Rupert here has just smeared his entire body with 6 tubs of Dr. Erdke strawberry yogurt in an attempt to entice his lover, Isambard, to call Isambard to his yogurty bedside. Rupert sends him the following text massage.
Come over to my place, I've whipped you up a little treat.
Without the eroticizing power of the emoticon, this statement is simply too vague. Acting on false assumptions, Isambard might skip lunch, expecting perhaps a cheese sandwich or a Scotch egg back home, only to come home and find his partner butt naked, covered in dairy and fruit pieces. Hungry and enraged, Isambard leaves Rupert to go live alone in Tahiti. Rupert, lonely and dejected, becomes an alcoholic and dies alone by the side of the M6.
But, with the help of the semicolon closed bracket emoticon, Rupert may yet have a chance to save himself from this grim fate.
Come over to my place. I've whipped you up a little treat.
The application has been noted, and the two are cleansed of fruit pieces, and the two live happily ever after in Greater Manchester. Great job, Rupert.
There are countless emoticons out there, each with their own specific use and context, including, but not limited to, colon capital D,
Euphoria, excitement, intense joy,
colon capital P,
informality, stupidity, foolishness,
colon capital O,
shock, surprise, fear,
colon forward slash,
mild disappointment,
colon capital F,
scary vampire,
semicolon capital F,
sexy vampire,
colon apostrophe open bracket,
crying, inner sadness, inner turmoil,
greater than symbol, colon close bracket,
evil,
colon capital V,
penguin,
semicolon open bracket.
sorry, reluctant flirty,
Using the correct emoticon is key when communicating online. Using the wrong emoticon is at best confusing, at worst downright disturbing.
or downsturbing.
Let's see an example. Chrysanthemum here has just hit a badger on her way to her local leisure centre. Instead of attempting to help the poor creature, Chrysanthemum tweets the following message.
Just hit a badger, what a day.
Now let's see how this statement changes depending on the emoticon that accompanies it.
Colon open bracket.
Sad face.
Just hit a badger, what a day.
Semicolon close bracket.
flirty face.
Just hit a badger.
Colon capital F.
Scary
Just hit
vampire.
a badger, what a day.
Colon capital V.
Penguin.
As you can see, using the correct emoticon is key when communicating online. Emoticons are the slayers of ambiguity and the ultimate qualifier.
Or slay ambiguity qualifiers.
That concludes the section of our talk. Be safe out there. Excuse me.
Very well.
No, I'm...
You wish to get past. Well, I hate to be the one to have to break it to you.
They didn't get past in though.
Well, I hate to be the one to have to break it to you, but you can never get back your past. You must learn to live without regret. And we must all console ourselves with the undying belief that whatever happens to us happens with reason.
No, actually, well, I was just looking for directions.
Which aspect of life? I scarcely know you, sir, but I can try. I myself have been told that I'm an egregious character.
Right, okay. Well, actually, no, I was looking for road directions. I was trying to get to Bath from the M5, and I seem to have ended up in Colchester.
Do you live there, then?
No?
Well, it's a funny place to have a bath, then. You really should go home.
No, Bath, Somerset.
A bit too big to be bathed, I should think.
The city of Bath. It's a place.
Oh, it's a... well. Excuse me. Well, perhaps you haven't been paying attention to the latest political developments.
What political developments?
Well, what with the Conservatives doing everything even remotely useful to the run-up to 2015, and the Lib Dems have felt rather left out. So the Department of Misinterpreting Trends in Entertainment was set up.
Which trend in... What are you talking about? Which trend in entertainment?
The DMTE, the Department of Misinterpreting Trends in Entertainment, of course. The only way is Essex!
Oh, no.
I'm afraid your chances of escaping Essex are 1,000,000 to none. Nick Clegg has rerouted the entirety of Britain's road networks through Essex. The road maps have been...
My God!
It's hideous.
You should have been made in Chelsea.
I'm more of a George Shaw person myself.
Wait, that can't be right. Give me that sec. Welcome to Bath! I'm not in Colchester at all!
Ruined! I've been ruined!
You are under arrest for the gift shop in one area, masquerading as a gift shop in an entirely different area, very far away, Act of 1947.
Now they've gotten away with it too, if you weren't for you meddling policemen.
Oh, we've been trying to catch this bloke for months. How convenient, my handcuffs are on that chair over there. We've been kept moving around, you see, making us seem he'd driven a substantial number of miles away from where we'd actually driven.
1 week you're in Sussex, next week you're in Aberdeen. You kept doing a bloody runner, you did.
You're Nick now. We gotcha.
Funny thing is, you always return to the scene of his crime. Right here in Edinburgh. Oh, it is lonely being the Prime Minister when nobody knocks at your door, is it? Oh, that's him now. Come in.
You wanted my feedback into the EU withdrawal report, sir?
Ah, yes. I want to hear feedback from everyone. What was your name again?
Philpot, sir.
Ah, Philpot. You've got a bit of cream on your beard there.
That's from the last sketch.
Exactly.
I'm Philpot, sir. I'm in charge of how to get rid of all the immigrants that we no longer entitled to stay, Prime Minister.
Ah, yes, a key element. And the fun one. Can't get anything wrong here, can we?
Well, actually, it proved quite tricky, Prime Minister.
Tricky? How is chucking out 1 million people tricky? We simply find them, shut them out.
Well, yes, in theory, Prime Minister, but in practice it's not quite that simple.
How bananas is that not simple? A Pole's a Pole. Norwegians are from Israel. Tom Jones is Welsh. Ship him back.
Some of them have married British people, sir. They tend to do that sometimes.
Throw them out.
We found it was a little inadvisable to chuck out British nationals.
We are appealing to the nationalist element of our electorate. Anyone who's married an immigrant is an immigrant in their eyes. Chuck them out.
And their children?
Yes?
Some of them don't have homes to go back home to, Prime Minister.
We are not throwing these people out overnight, Philpot. They'll have plenty of time to find homes in Cronesia or Yugoslavia or whatever it is they come from. Those are places, aren't they?
No.
Well, make it so.
Will they find suitable jobs?
Yes?
And schools?
Are you trying to create obstacles?
Oh, no, Prime Minister.
This is a simple policy. We throw them out and that's all there is to it. What I want to know is how we throw them out.
Well, some of them will appeal against being thrown out, Prime
On
Minister.
what grounds will they appeal, Philpot?
Human rights laws, for one.
That's why we're leaving the EU altogether, you nitwit. Getting rid of all those cluttering human rights laws. So your colleagues occasionally.
I spoke to Miss Jones, Prime Minister. She said we couldn't drop it all. It would look bad.
Typical lawyer. You try and throw out people and think of the children, someone's feelings might get hurt. What about the feelings of our voters who can't find jobs because you red tape them?
Well, then we have the task of removing those people.
At gunpoint, we kick them into the channel. See, take Jerry. He's got thumbs too small, I don't trust him. He's gone. Take his wife Sylvester. It's a modern time, I don't care. Gone too. Here's baby Sanchez. He's got a clubfoot. He's gone as well. This is so simple. How do you enforce it? Come on.
We considered that, Prime Minister. We estimated that if we have one squad roaming around the country, evicting one immigrant family every 15 minutes, which works out at 15 million minutes, or 28 and a half years.
Does the squad get arrested? Oh, good. Okay, so we have 28 and a half squads. That should be done in 1 year, shouldn't it?
How do you get half the squad?
You're the advisor here, you tell me.
Also, you said that due to make sure that the immigrants don't give us the slip and come back, we need to escort them out in bulk.
Fine, have my private 747 shuttling them out.
Well, ideally we need central storage locations for these immigrants to make sure that they're indeed not British nationals, and to make sure that they don't run away.
Pick any 2 golf courses of your choice.
Well, it may be hard to find decent care in these golf courses.
Not our problem.
Well, to enhance the green credentials, we advise shipping some of them in by rail.
Ah yes, green credentials are good. How about we have some nice big central bases, shuttling in these no-good non-Brits in by rail and disposing of them as soon as possible.
Wonderful. Sign here, please.
Oh, I actually have a pen this time.
Yes.
That's good. And I can't see how anyone could take offence to my policies at all. I mean, I did make my office in the centre of a volcano, but that doesn't mean anything.
That's my job, you stop.
Oh, that was
And
yesterday.
And finally, Prime Minister, we heard that your grandfather was French.
Ah, yes, Monsieur Moncrief. He was a great front-runner in French resistance. He kicked all 17 Nazis out of France himself. Oh, I'm very proud of my papa.
However, since he was French...
1 second. Just go on, just go on.
However, since he was French, you constitute a member of the family, not purely British.
I don't understand.
Right this way, Prime Minister.
Oh, I found this in the last sketch.
This is inconstitutional.
Inconstitutional, chucking people out of the country for being foreign. We thought that was government policy, Prime Minister.
Oh, no, ow!
That'll learn you to steal my ad-libs, you dick.
Stop! Don't steal my lines. Fine. Is the changeover finished yet?
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome, everybody, to our Pastifarian service this afternoon. To everyone. Whether you're a familiar face, or this is your first time with us. Pasty be with you.
And also with you.
In the beginning, the pasty was a formless void, without shape, without meaning. Then the Cornish man then said... And then the Cornish man then said, let there be a place. Let there be circular short crust pastry. And so it was, and he saw that it was good. He called forth all the good that did yield of the earth, and from that came the cow, the potato, and the onion. The Cornish man then folded the golden pastry beauty around the humble filling, and then the Cornish man then said, "Let there be a place of light and warmth to transform this creation, and it shall be called the pasty oven." And so it was, but only after a 3-5-day standard delivery with the parcel force, and he saw that it was good. In this pasty oven, pastry hardened to crust, the potatoes softened, and the beef became most tender. Under the great oven's watchful light, the pasty was warm. But the pie, on the other hand, the pie must be avoided. Its edges easily burn.
Pie lovers needed you
Its
recently.
pie easily burns like those who consume them, and I also warn you all against the recent denomination of our great belief, the frozen isle pasty fair.
My wife saw you buying frozen
Do not let
pasties
their
the other
ways,
day.
do not let their ways tempt you. Frozen pasties are damaged pasties. The life of the pasty is fragile and should not be prolonged so unnaturally. The moment that pasty enters that freezer, their souls shatter, and so those who consume them are broken.
Frozen pasty lover.
Let us pray. Our pasty, who art in oven, golden be thy crust. Oven reapers come, let us know cooking is done, so we may eat you both at lunch and dinner. And forgive us when we accidentally overcook you, as we forgive those who also sometimes burn you. Amen. And just thinking about eating regular pies, I encourage anyone with such sinful urges to join our support group, where together we can take you back to the hallowed land. And so, that concludes our service for
How
tonight.
come pielovers.com came up on your search history when I borrowed your laptop the other week?
What's this cream pie I've heard so much about,
What's
Reverend?
this picture of my door with pie crust on her tits?
And so, that concludes our service for tonight. Hi,
Heresy!
Pasty!
Burn him. Really? The whole tub?
Yeah, and I was like, oh my days, it's the whole
Oh, I'm sure you were, Madeline. I'm sure you were. Well, Madeline, thank you so much for coming on the show once again.
Pleasure to be here.
Oh, no, really. I'm sure in my entire career I've never had a guest more delightfully candid, more fantastically open, more deliciously honest than everything. She's been fantastic, hasn't she? Give her a big hand. Madeline DeMott! Madeline! Yes! Oh, God.
Yeah, please keep clapping.
Oh,
Great
God,
to try.
yes.
Thank you.
I'm in ecstasy.
Stop that.
Well, I suppose it's time for me to introduce my next guest. He's a former admiral, a former secretary for the Ministry of Defence, a decorated war hero, and the sole survivor of no less than 4 shipwrecks. And he's come on the show tonight to tell us all about his book, which is in stores later this week. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in welcoming Admiral Francis Winchester? Admiral, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I don't know if you were listening from backstage, but Madeline was telling us all about a very amusing anecdote involving her, a 7-star Saudi Arabian hotel suite and a 5-gallon tub of yogurt.
Yes, most amusing.
Oh, wasn't it though? Madeline's full of those kind of stories. Tell us another one, Maddie dear.
Well, I was getting my bikini light
I'm sorry, but I thought I was supposed to be interviewed.
Oh yes, of course, Admiral. Please tell us about the
They're called books.
Yes, tell us about the book humor. Yeah, go on.
Okay. Well, actually, it begins in 1958 when I first joined the Royal Navy and was stationed. I was on board the HMS Lancelot, and it follows my travels in the Navy, rising through the ranks from able seaman all.
I imagine Madeline could tell us all about able seamen.
Well, there was this one time in my...
all the way to captain.
Excuse me, Admiral, but Madeline was about to tell us about her time in Marbella. Go ahead, sweetie.
Look, is this some sort of joke? I came here expecting to have a polite discourse about my memoirs of my life, and I find myself here having some kind of childish squabble.
You're right, Admiral. Please, I'm very sorry.
I've had a very interesting life, you know.
Yes, I'm sure you have.
I've seen a lot of stuff. Well, then, can I talk about my book?
By all means, floor is yours.
Well, it begins in the...
Madeline wrote a book once, let's talk about that.
For goodness sake!
What? Have you read it? It's really good. There's a whole chapter in there about the time she went to Leeds. It's amazing. The ghostwriter did an excellent job, darling.
Well, actually, there was 4 of them.
4 ghostwriters, really? That's quite a lot, isn't it? 4, blimey.
Only slept with 3.
Really?
Yes, well, I don't
Best.
have any ghostwriters.
Oh, how terrible. How awful for you. How hard your life must have been.
Yes, well, actually, you do bring that up because actually it is quite difficult in the military when you're a homosexual.
Okay.
Yes, I'm gay, and you'd have known that if you bothered to get my book.
Madeline's parents gay. Let's talk about that then.
Well, actually, there's lesbians.
Oh,
and
yes, of course. You see, Admiral, Madeline was adopted by 2 gay men, but then they both had sex.
Jesus
so
Christ! Who the fuck cares? Who cares what gender the dumb bitch's parents were? Where she went on holiday that one year? She's just another dumb bimbo, another pointless celebrity, another vacuous shell of a human daubed in paint and glitter.
How dare you? You know nothing of this poor girl. The struggle she's been through. The trial she's dealt with.
Please tell me about the time her pony had to go to the vet. Or Madeline, the car her daddy bought her was bubblegum pink instead of pastel pink.
Actually, she hates bubblegum pink. She thinks it looks cheap.
It does.
Oh, well, isn't that the Tupperware calling the microwave plastic? I suppose this is what I fought for, is it? I suppose this is what thousands of brave men and women in the services have given their lives for? Nothing like national pride or loyalty to queen or country.
Actually, she's rather in with the royals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, did that, Prince Harry?
Oh, that was you, dear.
Yeah, we made that music video recorded for the
Let my love go, baby, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, that was a jolly good tune.
Yeah,
that
it was
was
nice. It was good.
Oh, do tell me a little bit more, like, what's Prince Harry like?
Which one was that, actually?
Oh, is he really? It sounds like
There was this one time in Marbella.
Oh, yeah, do tell me.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
The British Prime Minister and the Scottish First Minister have been in talks for weeks regarding Scottish independence. As relationships continue to falter, the independence was increasingly unlikely. Both leaders are currently in the building behind me, looking for a peaceable solution that will please everyone. Good night.
This has been dragging on for far too long, Prime Minister. That's why I finally decided to make this agreement.
But please, let's not waste any more time, Prime Minister.
Good.
Seamless transition.
That's why I've had my top people working on this agreement on what we stand to gain and what you stand to gain from this
Excellent. Now,
independence.
I have a list of conditions. Firstly, concerning the issue of the national debt, I find it highly offensive that you expect me and
Well,
my
first
party...
on my list is the issue of David Tennant.
David Tennant.
Yes, our agreement stipulates that David Tennant must become a British citizen, effective immediately, and never again use a Scottish accent. And only use that English one.
But that's ridiculous. David Tennant has nothing to do with
Oh, I
this
assure
situation.
you, First Minister, Our Majesty's government is adamant that David Tennant become a British citizen.
Why?
Oh, well, Lizzie says, massive fan of Doctor Who, would break our heart if he left her.
Right. Well, perhaps I could talk to his agent if we reach an agreement.
I want Andy Murray as well.
Andy Murray is a great sporting hero of this nation, one of our most flamboyant public speakers. You can't have him.
But you've got so many other Scottish sporting hopefuls to look up to, don't you?
Yeah, really, like you.
Well, you've got Jamie Murray, of course.
That's not a person.
Oh, yes, it is. He's the second best Murray to hold a tennis stick, isn't he? And you've got, Frankie Boyle. You told me not offensive.
No, I told you he's offensive.
I'll cross that one off.
The point is, Andy Murray, David Tennant, these are Scottish citizens. They're not bartering chips for this agreement. This is serious here.
How about you give us those two, and I will allow you and the rest of your first ministers, and regular ministers, second ministers, third ministers, to moon England from Hadrian's Wall every Wednesday lunchtime.
Maybe.
3 hours? 2 hours?
Okay.
Good. Then we're on our way, aren't we? From misery and happiness today. You know, I proclaim a song.
I do.
Yeah, the Scottish aren't they? Do you like it?
So, no.
They're my favourite band. You don't like
Surely, Prime Minister, we should be discussing some of the key issues my nation will face when we stand independently. You know, trade, the economy, these kinds of
Excellent.
things.
That's why I've had my top economists working on this smiley face to make a trade and taxing program designed to radically improve the Scottish economy.
And what does this smiley face involve?
Well, if you look at the colon right here, it requires turning standard Scottish items into things the world market wants. Take shortbread, for example.
I see.
You take shortbread, put a small export tax on it, and if it's deep fried, the tax is doubled.
Deep fry shortbread, then tax it.
Precisely. And you can do with all your other items as well. Scotch tape, butterscotch, Scotch eggs, Scotch whiskey. The list is endless.
This is highly offensive. No one in Scotland will stand for this.
Oh, since I'm here. I'd like to talk to you about your lap dancing industry. You know, that bit in Aberdeen. Oh, I assure you, those ladies will look great after a swift coating of oil.
Prime Minister, we can market Scotland not just by what we produce, but by our culture, tourism, you know, things like the Edinburgh Fringe could be great for a small nation.
I'm not too sure about that, First Minister. Advertising in Scotland based off a hairstyle alone sounds a bit risky to me.
The Fringe, you uncultured arse. It's the largest arts festival in the world.
Never heard of it, sorry.
If marketed correctly, think what it could do for us.
It could spread around the world. It gives Scotland a whole new look.
Finally, we're getting something.
Think, this time next year, all eyes on Scotland as they sport their new Edinburgh Fringes.
Amazing. You're still talking about hairstyles, aren't you?
You're not? Okay, well, I'm going to last on my list. Scottish widows.
You want a share of Scottish Widows Bank? Well, I suppose I could talk to the head of the bank.
No,
but
you misunderstand me. Could you get me one?
What?
I'm at that point in my life where I could use a mistress or two, and since I'm in the area, you could help me out. You know, tune-in charm, camaraderie and all that.
I'm a happily married man.
Excellent, more for me then. All you have to do is help me console them about their beloveds.
That's it. I'm leaving.
No, please don't leave, First Minister. I know I've been unreasonable and unjust, but
What?
I don't want you to leave. All that Britain is would be the same without you, Scotland. I mean, look at the Union Jack. You're the blue section of it. If we didn't have you, all we have is Northern Ireland, and they hate us enough, and less said about Wales the better, frankly. But I'm not asking you to forgive, but can't you? Please forgive us. We're nothing without you.
I wish I knew how to succeed you. But I can't!
Yes!
I'll never leave. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been...
My makeup is running.
Thank you for coming. Thank you very much for coming to the Feggle Sketch Show, the only sketch show in Edinburgh that takes place in a real-life sauna. You've been an absolutely fantastic crowd. I'm so glad that this is the one we videoed, because... thank you so much. I'd like to thank my performers, Ben McKenna. Resident shouty man. I fucked my voice. He's going that way too. Sarah Hewitt. Resident female. We only had one.
Well, 2.5.
Don Philpott. Blonde guy. My co-director, Thomas Walker.
Resident cross-dresser.
And myself, Ollie Gibb. Resident topless person. Yes.
Put that back on.
We'd also like to thank our assistant producer and navigator, Callum McKay. We'd be so lost without him, literally. Our real producer, who isn't here, Peter Kimball Evans. The entire FXU, our drivers, Ben McKenna and George Bottle. And you, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for making our last show so great.
I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming to the show. It is a free show, but you all know that's not how it works here. We have the police helmet / Tomo's breasts at the door. Please run them over with silver.
It took us a lot. We spent a lot of money to get here.
Yeah, we've got a 16-hour bus journey back immediately after this, and crisps are expensive at service stations. So we're going to need a bit of donations. Thank you so much for coming. Please enjoy the rest of your Fringe, but don't laugh too much. It's undignified.
Thank you very much.
So take it easy. Oh.